Hey y'all, it's John Trim from Batman Comics, and I've got a pretty big WandaVision rumor for you. Before we get into it, I'd like to ask if you could please hit the subscribe button. By subscribing, you help more people see our videos and help us to keep making these videos. We are currently at a little over 6,000 subscribers and are aiming to hit 10,000 by the end of March. So if you could please help us reach our goal, that we would be greatly appreciative. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for supporting us. All right, so let's get into this. This big WandaVision rumor was posted to the Marvel Studios spoilers subreddit from user Longfigure, who claims to be involved with Marvel Studios and Disney Plus, and he says he worked on the Expanding the Universe trailer that is on Disney Plus. And kind of provides a little bit of details on what they have in the future for the Marvel Universe on Disney Plus. So this is how Longfigure details their credentials. They say, quote, "To everyone who didn't see my previous post, I helped with editing the recent Expanding the Universe trailer and got to see quite a bit of footage from both Falcon and WandaVision. I don't have a concrete idea of WandaVision's plot based on the footage I've seen outside of my own nerd knowledge, but here's what I have seen." So the first point that Longfigure gives us is that Wanda and Vision will have their twins. This isn't anything new, as we saw the two cribs and two pacifiers go flying in the Super Bowl TV spot. He then details that the Agatha Harkness rumors are true. He says, quote, "The Agatha Harkness rumors are 100% true. She enters Wanda's fantasy as her neighbor and eventually infiltrates the delusion in unclear ways, but she appeared to be an anti-hero from what I saw." So set photos of Catherine Hahn, who is believed to be playing Agatha Harkness, surfaced back in December, showing Hahn dressed up in 17th century garb, making her look like she just stepped out of the Salem witch trials. These photos reinforce that Hahn was playing Harkness. If you're unfamiliar with Harkness, she's had a complex relationship with Scarlet Witch in the comics. After Scarlet Witch warped reality and used two fragments of Mephisto's soul to bring her children to life, Mephisto returned to collect what was his. Harkness was the one responsible for defeating Mephisto, but in doing so, she had to wipe Scarlet Witch's mind of any memory of her having the children. She would then help train and mentor Scarlet Witch. However, Wanda would discover that Harkness had wiped her mind and sought revenge against her. She would brutally murder Harkness for the perceived betrayal. So based on this rumor, it appears Harkness might be playing a similar role. We had a previous rumor that came out of 4chan that detailed that Agatha Harkness was actually playing a kind of villain, and that rumor came about back in December as well. And it detailed that again, that Agatha Harkness was the one who kind of created this pocket division that Wanda was living in, and the whole purpose of the this pocket dimension was for Agatha to somehow allow Wiccan and Speed to grow up to become old, so she could then kill them. It was unclear why she wanted to kill them. So we got two kind of little bit of competing rumors there, but they both do have some kind of they're both kind of similar in the fact that Harkness is this neighbor in this pocket dimension. It's still kind of unclear what exactly her role is. Next, Longfigure details that there is a scene of a shirtless Vision in his boxers. He says it's not relevant to the plot. It's just a lot to process, and I'm warning you all. So I think this next piece that Longfigure reveals is probably the biggest piece of information of this entire rumor. They give us an update on Monica Rambeau. He describes her as kick-ass and that she will be a fan favorite. However, he adds, quote, "I'm worried her fate won't be as great. A clip I saw showed her getting presumably mortally wounded in battle." Now this sounds pretty dire, but as that Super Bowl spot showcased, we are dealing with some kind of pocket dimension where Wanda, Vision, and her kids are stuck inside a world of evolving sitcoms. It's unclear how this pocket dimension works. It could be that it's not really dangerous to anyone and only derives from Scarlet Witch's powers. So if Monica Rambeau is somehow brought into this pocket dimension and is mortally wounded, if she comes out of it, that wound might not affect her because it's only affected by Wanda's powers. That could be some kind of explanation. if it is outside of the, if it is an actual like mortal wound, I do find it hard to believe that that Marvel Studios would actually axe Monica Rambeau so soon after introducing her. That's not really Marvel Studios' MO. Hell, they brought back the Red Skull after first Avenger and put him back in Infinity War and then again in Endgame. And then as Avengers Endgame showed, no one is really dead. Even Black Widow, who was like pretty much the only like real death aside from Iron Man, who died in the timeline, is getting her own movie later this year. So she might be like dead in the current timeline, but she's still getting her own feature film. So I'm not really worried about Rambeau there. It could also be like a fake out. How many times have we thought that Loki was dead and he came back? And then you had obviously with Captain America Civil War, you had all the rumors that Captain America was going to die in Civil War, and that didn't happen. So she might get injured. I don't think she's going to die though. Then Longfigure goes in to describe the sitcom concept. It says that it's insane, and each episode has a different cheesy intro based on what sitcom it's emulating, and then again saying it's insane. I actually think that's kind of cool. I'm kind of interested to see what these intros are. It could be kind of fun. I always found that the sitcom intros are always a little fun to do. I think that's kind of like a fan thing too. We get to see like what certain character movies or TV shows would look like when you have them like a 70s sitcom intro, and that's just kind of a thing that people like now. So I could see them putting that in the show, and it sounds like that's what they're going to do. So I think that could be kind of fun. And obviously the sitcom concept is insane. They kind of gave that to us in the Super Bowl TV spot. But I also, as far as like the sitcom being wacky, we'll see if it's really that insane. Marvel's, like I said again, like we were talking about, Marvel Studios didn't really kill anyone. Well, they also don't really step out of the box and do anything wacky, and they haven't really shown us anything like that yet. So we'll see if that is actually true. While I think that the Monica Rambeau part of this rumor is the biggest piece, this next bit is probably the second biggest one. Longfigure hints that the show might bring Wanda's brother Pietro back. Again, that just validates my previous point that no one really dies in the MCU. Hell, there's probably another Thanos in a separate timeline out there. But Longfigure concludes, writing again, I can't say much. But what do I know what I do know is cool as hell. So I kind of want to know what y'all make of these rumors. I know I'm definitely intrigued from what we've seen from WandaVision and kind of what we've heard from these rumors. It does seem like it's a different concept. It does look like it's something different from the MCU. But I also, like I said earlier, that's really out of Marvel's wheelhouse. They don't really do anything different. So I'm not getting my hopes up too high. I'm also really not a fan of bringing Pietro back. The X-Men version is far superior. It's best to leave him dead unless they are going to give us Evan Peters' version. I'd be down for that. Plus, that would be a huge Easter egg for the X-Men and could really get the hype for the MCU going again following Avengers Endgame. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. My name is John Trent, and you've been watching Bounding into Comics. Until next time.